Welcome to episode number 2 of Candid Conversation. Today we're headed to the Southland to meet Mr. Aleem Ali, the owner of Bay Legal Customizing. See you. We have arrived at Bay Legal Shop. This is Mr. Aleem Ali, and we're going to start our interview with him. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
It's a privilege. Due to COVID, I won't shake your hand, but right, so let's start. So how long have you been in the car show industry?
Car show industry I've been about roughly 23 years, give or take. Yeah, 23 years, give or take.
Nice.
Could be a little longer, but let me give it as 23.
Well, my personal experience with Bay Legal started maybe when I was about 12 years. So to me, that is 18 years ago. When I first remember. So yeah.
That was when mall or that was after?
That was actually in mid-center mall. So I think you had a van.
The hydraulic van?
The hydraulic van.
Still around. Not mine, that old my me anymore, but still around.
Right.
Yeah, still going strong.
So estimated, what was the year that when you started in the car show?
I can't remember that.
As I say, about 23 years ago.
Yeah, so what you make me feel older than somebody told me I had 12 years when you do Bay Legal. You feel old.
Yeah, it's not that old, it's just you look good for your age. Right? I'm 30 now.
Thanks, okay.
So there's a lot of past experiences being in car shows. So what led you into getting into car shows and customizing cars?
I was always into cars. I always liked fixing them and doing things different from what the manufacturers did with it. So, started off small and I always wanted to be different. And I am sure I could, maybe other people could vouch for me, a little bit different.
You are different. Yeah.
Right, with things that I do already.
Hence, Bay Legal, you
Right,
came up with that name.
Yeah, so I always try to keep the trend going, stay ahead of the game, and do things different. To always have the people or followers or whatever, as the case may be, wanting more. What next I will do. So that is why I can keep me going and make me start. I always want to be different.
So that's the mindset you have from ever since.
I want to be different.
Be different. But I guess that is almost everybody, but it's being different. It's so difficult.
Yeah,
so
well.
How you just manage to come up with these crazy ideas you just have?
I travel a fair amount, do a lot of reading. Let me make myself look old again. Back in those days were magazines.
Right. Yeah.
So you subscribe for mini trucking, lowrider magazines and things, and you have them. So you see what people doing out there. And if I decide I want to be different, I say, well, let me bring what I seen outside to Trinidad. Right? And to be the first to do it in Trinidad. Like hydraulics and things. I was the first to do it. And then spinning at the van tray and thing. One of my competitors, rival, beat me to spin the tray first before me. That is true, yeah, I've been honest. He beat me to it. I won't call any names. But he beat me to it. And he only get to go one show. And after that, every time he come, I beat him. Every time he come show, right, Ivan couldn't stand up to the beating. So he just came one show and I see it hurt me to know he beat me to it. But
you perfected after.
Yeah, tireless. I work day and night to beat him in the next show. And up to this day, Ivan couldn't match mine again.
Yes.
Yeah, couldn't match it. But giving me props, he beat me to it, that one.
Being the first?
Yes, he beat me to it.
Right. So, what led you into starting your business?
Again, the love of cars, and always wanted to make the vehicle different from what the manufacturers did. So like when I was small, going to school, high school, I can remember My dad had a Gallant that time, and I cut him up the back dash, spraying speakers. That time was 2 equalizers, no arm something then, you know. Clock face deck we talking about then, eh? And so even then, I was always into cars. The stereo box, I taken it apart to see how it come, how it make. You know, I always liked cars, music. So ever since that was the only thing I know. It always lead me to that because I always like cars.
So this whole customizer thing, this is like self-taught, as I say, doing review, looking up on the internet, looking at your magazines, or anybody had any?
Not locally. Like my first hydraulic van, I went Red's Hydraulics in Miami, and I bought the first hydraulic kit from them, and I was so anxious to get it in my vehicle. I ship it. Hydraulic pumps are real heavy, if you know, right? I bring back a 2-pump kit, and I bring back 1 pump in my backpack, 1 pump in my suitcase, and then I come back on my shoulder and in blue black. But I get my hydraulics here with me, I had to wait for it to ship so I could install it. And they did a basic drawing for me of how to install. I just had drawing and I went with that.
Wow.
Yeah. Right, but eventually I switched from Red to CC, which I did all my other vehicles with CC hydraulics. And they're still around going strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was the car show scene back then? In the beginning, like I want to get some hard history, like how it was back then, as I say 23 years ago.
Well, those apart from Southex and thing, Mid-Center Mall, a little bit before those things were like Val Park on a Friday and Saturday night. We go up in Val Park and we had music competition in the car park. So those days, what we would call a Pontiac, loaded with music. I can't remember what it is have right now, but it was a Pontiac with V8 engine and we had loaded the backseat with music. So those days were like we go to Val Park and pump out each other. That time was people like Price Master and with Earthquake, and there's a guy with a DJ system now. Conrad, can't remember his name now, but he's still around. He had a well-built car also, and we used to compete then. But those times were more friendly competition. When we did day for competition, yes, we competed. But after that we were friends. After we still maybe go and drink a beer. After we don't compete, we all lost, whoever it may be. And it was more friendly then than now. And a lot of things were not available to us in Trinidad at that point, those years. So we had to be more creative of how to get the vehicle louder or get it cleaner. Things like battery current and things was an issue then. But we had to make do and see how best we could get the job done to the best of our abilities with what it is we had.
So as I say, it never had no sort of bad talking and very fighting and
obviously 2-3 words were true, but nothing like
friendly.
No, yeah, it was friendly. Everything was friendly. Everything was friendly.
Would you say back then it have so much of groups now? It had plenty groups back then as well too?
No. There wasn't so much of groups. Maybe say maybe 10 groups or less. 10 groups or less at that time. There weren't that many that time. No.
So through the years, the focus was always been hydraulics and
yeah, the business really started off with audio only.
audio.
Audio only. I only used to do audio, nothing else but audio. And then from there, we started the hydraulics and the air suspension, and then things like doors and cutting up the vehicles to do whatever I want, spinning the tray and doors and those kind of things. And from there, that went on for years until I decided I wanted to open the garage section. So we started to painting and things, no restoration, no collision work. And then after, when I reached this location, I had space. So So then I bring all the machinery, chassis line, I paint everything, modernized aluminum, then pulling tools and I started with collision work for the insurance and for my customers.
Okay.
And then, well, in between that, we started the restoration because people like others scrap the vehicle. So they just get a correct scrapping, no masking, tape up and thing. And because of that, now I get a lot of change of colors. Yeah, because we scrap the vehicle proper. We don't try to tape up and nasty up over the rubber and everything is scrap and mount back up properly. And the last part of the business I expanded into was like diagnostics of vehicles. So mechanical repair. Yeah, we do mechanical repair or full diagnostic tools for all European vehicles and Japanese also. But it's mostly European I work on. But I don't know, it does end up like that. But yes, we do Japanese, but it's mostly European. Yeah. All the diagnostic, troubleshooting, scanning and playing codes, all the machines are into there.
Very nice. Yeah. So, what would you say is your most memorable moment throughout history in country?
There are more than one, so I can't pinpoint it to one.
Well, if you can name a few.
The things like, again, earlier I was saying about when the guy spin the tray before me. So for the next show when I did my van to go back against him and spin the tray and thing, I'll have to remember that because I know I beat him outright. He couldn't see his way, and apart from he tray spinning, I cut the whole front of my van and moved it, cut the van in half open, and so obviously I thought maybe by the other show now, which will be the third show, he would do something to the van to counter against me. I spin my 2 doors. You know, and by the time he come back and see the 2 doors was chalk and cheese, it didn't make no sense competing against me again with that. So that was the end of the van. You know, but giving me props again. He beat me to spin the tray first. You know.
You just say when more into it.
Yeah, if you're doing something, I would always say do it good. To the best of your capabilities, but try to be the best. Always try to be the best. So when you strive to be the best, maybe if you fall short a bit, you have to fall far. You're going to be like still on top now. I would think that's one of the most memorable because of the fact he beat me to it and then after I come back to challenge him. And one of the other memories when we did the Audi for the Maguire show. We did 2 Audis, the blue and the yellow, and that was the winner trip to go to Vegas to meet with Barry Maguire and so forth, which is the owner of Maguire's. And when they had the show, we placed first and second with the 2 cars to be able to go Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah. We did 2 cars and first and second with it. I think it was a nice experience, and unfortunately we couldn't go this year, but I was always go.
Yeah,
I was always go Vegas to SEMA.
Right.
So I just got a lot of new ideas, see new machinery for the garage and things. There's always new things when you go to SEMA. All the time. Very, very nice experience. 4 days I walking. 4 days I walking.
Nice.
Big show.
So what advice you'll give to the upcoming generation in the Tasha community?
Again, try to outdo your expectations and strive for the best all the time. Now there's a lot you could do research, you could look all about new things. Always strive to be the best at what it is you're doing, and always look for new ideas to bring to the table, anything new to the table, so you will be the first to do things like that.
As you go, try to be the first and do it best.
Yeah, always do it the best. Always push yourself to do it the best. It always take longer, it will take more effort and more energy, but it is worth it in the end. You just get self realization, hey, I really put my best foot forward and it really come out good. It's always got satisfaction from that. Always try to be the best. Yeah.
This might be a bad question, but you see anybody in the industry now that could fill the bay legal customizing?
Let me put it in memory of, and I'm saying this very genuine. I'm watching the camera and saying this. I am sure if 12 volts audio balls was around now, that would have been my rival. Honest, he would have been my rival. With everything that I am doing, we would have been neck and neck with it, because he would have been doing painting, customizing, everything. He's a body person. I am sure now would have been running neck and neck with me. I am a guaranteed sure.
How do you maintain bay legal customizing? Because as the young generation now wouldn't know much of it, but because of the show, I think it's 2 years now, right? The show that the show.
The Autocon show? Right,
show.
well, we run it 2 years in a row. Sorry, because of COVID this year we didn't, we had gotten permission already to do it earlier in the year, but because of COVID, we cancelled everything, which was the more honorable thing to do. Because it is have 5,000-6,000 people, I think, down there like Carnival, so I wasn't with them. But next year, once everything blew over, I will be on track to have an exotic one. It's a nice show for the mayor and myself of San Fernando to give back to the San Fernando community, in the sense it's a free show, free and everything. So we just give back. Right. It's a nice thing to know that we giving back to the community. And I think it's a successful show, and it's one of the bigger shows for the year in Trinidad. Because we just get everybody, every car enthusiastic and group to participate in the show. We don't leave out anybody. Everybody just come.
How do you maintain the bay legal?
So is striving for the best. Always try to be different. And once you're striving to be the best and staying on top of the game with new ideas and things, everybody else always has to catch up. So I think that is a fair way of answering the question. Everybody always do your best, keep on pushing yourself forward, so that everybody always has to catch up.
Right, so what do you think we could do to better the car show industry now?
The different car groups. I don't think it's the car groups, the head of the car groups, and really have to be carrying that. It's the members. So I think the head of the car groups have to talk to their people and let them know, hey, we're going, this is a friendly thing. Yes, we want to win, everybody wants to win. But so they have to talk to their people. I think that could solve the problem by the heads of the car groups telling their followers, hey, we patting it down, yes, we're going to win, but we pat it down. And I think that will solve the problem. So each group, one person talk to everybody, and I think that will help.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing, for a leader to actually talk to everybody.
Talk to them and tell them, hey, we pat it down, and we go get this. We go win, but we pass it down.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of the interview. We have get to know a lot of history of bay legal, and I think a lot of people will be interested in this video as well too. So again, Aleem, thanks again for having us. I don't know if you mind showing us around, if you have any projects you're working on, if you mind to share with the public.
No, we could go around. You will see some of the machinery, some of the products, some of the vehicles we're working on. And again, thanks for giving me the opportunity to be on the program that you're doing, and to feature the shop.
Thanks a lot. Yes.
Okay.
Eagle double G. Eagle double G. Top dog,
got them all, yeah, I'm burning it up. DPGC, you should be turning it up. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hooking back up. And when they bang us in the club, baby, you got to get up. Cause homies, thug homies, yeah, they giving it up. Low lie, yo lie, boy, we living it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl a 44 when she crept in the back door. Chickens looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Step up in this mother, just a swank in my hair. Trick, quit talking, crip walk if you down with the set. Take a bullet with some grip and take the smoke on this jet. Out of town, put it down for the father of rap. And if you happen to get cracked, trick, shut your trap. Come back, get back, that's the part of success. If you believe in the S, you be relieving your stress.
Da 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 da. It's the one and only Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. Da 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 da. You know I'm mobbing with the D.O.E.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Da 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 da. It's the one and only Eagle Double G. Eagle Double G.
Hold up.
Swirl.
Hold up, hey, for my niggas who be thinking we soft.